you can slowly, mindfully come out of your meditation. Maintain awareness throughout. Whatever you do, when you have mindfulness, you are aware. That's it. Uh, so maintaining awareness or attention within your heart area is very important. When you do that, man can only do one thing at a time. Either you are lost in thought or you are attentive. There is only two. So you check. Can you not think? Be attentive, aware. Okay. So now we will continue. We have about 10 minutes before 4 o'clock. Okay. So anybody wants to report meditation or ask me any question regarding meditation or the Dhamma, you can. Make full use of this. Beng, Fwee, how you feel? More relaxed or not? Never mind. Did you fall asleep?
I think twice.
Very good. That is good sign. Means your body trying to go into the subconscious and the unconscious. Then you aware, right?
But after I get up from
just push it up. On already, on already.
After I get up from my momentum, I think there's some snoring.
Oh, never mind.
Then I become more aware.
But that snoring is a vibration that triggers your awareness to be aware. Yeah. That's why sleeping meditation, most people, they lie down, either they tired or they lie down, the tendency is to sleep, to go into the relaxed state of unconscious or subconscious. Where initially you become semi-conscious or subconscious before you become unconscious. Then of course, most of you all, when you go into the sleep, your mind is actually moving. That's why you don't have good sleep unless you are very tired. Then sometimes you dream inside. These are the subconscious and unconscious release. Whatever phobia or whatever trapped consciousness that need to be released can only release when you are relaxed and not interfering with the thinking. You must understand that. If you think a lot, that thought process prevents the nature's energy from going in. I think those who know about the acupuncture, Zhen Jiu and all those things, they know that we have a lot of artery, nadis, everything. They are connected to all your organs on the other side. Then the Chinese TCM, they got study on. There is a human clock, the nature's energy that will actually heal your organ at different time of the day. They go to different organs. So if you don't rest, certain organ will deteriorate and get damaged faster. So if you know how to rest, means don't allow the thought to arise, then that nature's energy will move by itself and heal you, and you recuperate very fast. That's why you must know how to rest, and you must have deep sleep. And when you have deep sleep, you feel very good, refreshed when you wake up. But a cultivator is slightly different. The cultivator can be in the state of relaxed body sleep, physically, but consciously no activity, no movement, hardly any thought. It's just aware of whatever that is going on. Then the subconscious release, unconscious release, or thought activity through dream state or what, you can see them, you can be aware of them. So this is the difference when you are develop in your ability to be aware. You can also go into your sleep and develop the awareness within. And you can be aware of your snoring. You can hear them. Normally, like what you experience, one sound, it make you aware, understand? Because you didn't really sleep. So that sense data, that trigger of the hearing, that is the one that you become aware of, understand? It's not you thinking, understand? The eardrum upon contact with that sense data, with the mind or the awareness, then it triggers like the light bulb physics experiment. The light bulb light up means you become conscious of that hearing. So that consciousness will become a pure consciousness before the content go in. That's why your awareness is pure awareness. Then after that, relax again, silent. You do this training until finally you can maintain the awareness. You hardly snore anymore. Even if you snore, it's okay. Half a sound or one sound, you're already aware, alert. That is how you develop the ability. Then during that time, you'll be very surprised. You can be lying down here. People at the back of the room or what, they talk about you very soft. You can hear, you can perceive. And sometimes the ants movement somewhere, you can detect one. That is a sensitivity of mindfulness. Because you are completely silent. Then whatever you want to listen, your awareness there, it will listen. That's why in the early day, I remember after 1989, there are people who cultivate with me, and they like to travel with me and go for either a spiritual trip or just go for like holiday or what. Then like as usual, spiritual trip or holiday, they wait for me to sleep. Then only they don't dare to talk about me, Otherwise, they dare not talk about me. Then they heard me snoring. They said, confirm, sleep already. Next morning, wake up, breakfast. Somebody giggle and talk. Oh, then I say a few words, they got a shock. And one of the lady also meditated, Nancy said, tiêu bộ khun Then only they realize everything they gossip, I want to know. I heard them. That's why they now very careful. They say, don't play a fool when brother around. You think he's asleep. You think he's not aware. You think he already knocked off. He's actually aware inside. So all this is what mindfulness is capable of. Okay? So don't worry.
The other thing is, we do lying meditation. Is there any specific, whether you lie on the side or...
Oh, up to you. Whatever posture that is most relaxed. You can straight, means like that, facing out, or you go to the side. If you used to sleep with the side, you can go to the side and relax. But try not to go this way. Why? Your mind base is here. Your gateway is here. You realize the Buddha Parinibbana, he always like that. The left side of the heart is not blocked. You understand? You go and check all the photo. He Parinibbana always like that. The right side of the heart is where he rests. I also do that. But sometimes I know I have to be in certain posture so that I can relax until the gas come out. Understand? Then I will change. I will still lie down like that. Because I know how to do it. Then, because you will release all your whatever toxin or gas, and whenever I am here, because this movement is unending, the nature do, I just maintain awareness. Then the gas keep on releasing. Means it's clearing thing for me. And in the early day, non-stop. Sometimes one shot can be a few hundred on like that but no smell don't worry. Because this is pure energy, I tell you. And initially when it happened to me, I was like a car perfectly tuned. You know what is a car perfectly tuned? When they tune your car engine until no sound. No sound. Like now the EV car, the hybrid, when it's not running on petrol, it's running on the electric motor. No sound, no. My Lexus, I on it. A lot of people said in my Lexus, hey, but till your car started already. No sound, no sound. And the time my body was like perfect now. In 1989, when it went into the gateway, especially the first time I detected the gateway after my guide located it for me. Then I straight away transformed until I become so still. Then like I am a perfect human being now. That pure energy heal every part of me, At that time I like a perfect human being now. Then the whole vibration becomes so fine, like nobody inside there, like so still, quiet, like that hybrid car, no vibration. And you know what happened? As I transform, my consciousness inside become very, very fine. It becomes so fine until 9 months later, the mundane mind, which is too gross to withstand that vibration, that's why it collapses. And the collapse, a lot of things happen here at the brain. Then finally, like a layer of consciousness, drop off. It just drop off like that. Then when it drop off, I suddenly realize, hey, how come like that? Everything I see, I perceive become different. Because nothing to cloud me already. Like the sun's ray shine for no cloud or obstruction to obscure your vision, your hearing, your awareness, everything. Then everything become very clear. Then things that I normally see as normal become very different now. That's why truth is everywhere, I realize. The characteristics of nature, that anicca, dukkha, anatta character, is everywhere in the midst of life and nature. Even without my senses moving, you can perceive those characteristics. Then when I open my eye, I can see everywhere, every moment, every instant, the universal characteristic is everywhere. Then I realize, how come last time I never see? That's why I come out with a saying, for one who see, they always see. Not the Hokkien or see, die. This one is S-E-E. For those who are healers, they never see, because they are lost in thought, understand? When you are aware, all of the phenomena, they move so fast. When I look at the TV, the whole TV like, very fast. The pixel, all very fast. But no problem, the awareness is with it. Then I want to understand the movie, I can understand. I don't want to understand, my awareness just run with the thing. Specific phenomena awareness. Very relaxed one. No thinking, no thought process, nothing. That's why it become like that. This one book also never write. Nobody talk about it. Then how to teach? Understand? That's why I waited almost 15 years later only I start to share this Monday mind collapsing and all those things and how it happened and all those things. So all this is what the mind that develop awareness-based meditation is capable of realizing and understanding. Okay, for those who are on 5 precepts, you have, oh no, just 4 o'clock only. I still got another 2 hours to finish. Okay, good. So
thank you, Brother.
sadhu, thank you. And those who really need dinner, how many of you on 5 precepts? Oh, quite a number. Never mind, you all go. Then those on 8 precepts, you have more time. we come punctual, so that we can start our class early. Because we cut short one day the retreat. I try to make time to cover it up so that I can finish all the books that I asked you to bring. Then there is one more sharing, the 2019 one. I only finished number 1. That whole half an hour session gone already. That one is good. But I need more sharing after you understand. Then I go to that one. Then you will develop the joy and the understanding. Okay, now we get Manyuan to continue.
Page 44, 3.2. 5 ways to overcome negative, unwholesome thoughts. The Buddha teaches 5 ways to overcome negative, unwholesome thoughts that have arisen. Number 1, think of the direct opposite wholesome thought. For example, if there is anger, then develop metta. And if there is cruelty, then develop compassion. And if there is fear, develop faith. Number 2, think of the consequence of holding on to the unwholesome thought or evil roots. If you do not abandon it, then the evil roots, of which are the roots of all evil, will condition you to become an evil person. For example, anger can condition one into hatred and violence. An angry person can kill, harm, and abuse others. 3, relax and maintain awareness via just let things be. This is the meditative way born of understanding that the natural state of mind before its stirring is already in the meditative state of inner peace, calmness, and silent inner awareness, and the flowering of thought is the very ending of that thought.
Okay, I explain a bit. Yeah, this is the most important teaching that the Buddha has taught us. He said there are 5 ways to overcome unwholesome thought, or wrong thought, or negative thought. That's why those who cannot meditate means the hindrance are there, the wrong thought are there. How you overcome them? The first one is still thought-based. Second one also thought-based, but it helps. Because the first one is a think of the direct opposite thought. Direct opposite wholesome thought, sorry. For example, if you have a lot of anger, emotion, negative tendency, even fear, worry, anxiety, think of the direct opposite wholesome thought. So like you have a lot of anger, a lot of emotion, radiate metta. When there is metta, there is loving kindness, then the wrong thought, the negative thought cannot arise, isn't it? But this one is thought-based, temporary, not suitable for real life training. When you live life, don't tell me every time you get angry emotion, you go and look for a corner, hide to meditate and radiate metta. I mean, nobody around you can do it, understand? Or in a retreat, you can do it. But that is still thought-based. Your metta is still a thought. But the content is much better than wrong thought. It don't have the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. But when you radiate metta, you radiate this love, loving kindness for the well-being of all. May all beings be well and happy. May this body and mind of mine be well and happy. You must radiate this good thought and feel it, understand, that this body of yours and your mind is well and happy. Feel the well-being inside, understand, and you become very different. That's why before you do the mind sweeping method, in the early day I teach the Kaya Metta, do metta, radiate first. Then after that, you feel that your body and mind has this well-being inside you already, then you will settle down. Then you can do the mind sweeping method, then relax and meditate. That's how you can improve yourself. So, to think of the direct opposite wholesome thought is very useful initially. But after a while, you realize this is still thought-based. It cannot lead to penetrative wisdom. It only avoid the negative thought. The second one is better. Think of the consequence of holding on to the wrong thought. What are wrong thoughts? Thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. And these are defilement, root of all evil, make you evil. So when you contemplate and reflect, if you hold on to it, it makes you evil, that is the consequence. No? So your life, you decide how you want to live your life. Do you want to become an evil person and commit all the evil karma? If you don't want, determine to abandon it. Understand not? So how to abandon it? The third way. This is the meditative way. Relax and maintain awareness, which is the first two support. We are just let things be. Mean whatever happen, don't interfere, don't react, don't stir, don't blame, don't do anything. Just accept the reality with right view. Like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So let's say anger arises. Don't fight, don't resist. Or fear arises. Don't fight, don't resist. Relax, maintain awareness, and let things be. Then what will happen? Yeah, this is the meditative way. That pure awareness nature is not a thought energy, understand? It cannot create thinking. It is the unconditioned, that nature. So what happens is, when you do that, you have the understanding. That's why I put here, this is the meditative way based on understanding that the natural state of mind before the stirring or reaction to sense experience is already in the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and silent inner awareness. What is the meaning? Yeah, that is your true mind, isn't it? Your true mind originally is without thought. So this true mind is the characteristic is tranquility. Tranquility and stillness of mind. Means this mind is tranquil and still. Means no activity, no thinking, nothing. It's just the awareness nature. So basically this one is the awareness nature. But like Huining came to know after the fifth patriarch told him, how amazing that this nature is already complete. Understand? That all Dhamma arise from this mind. Means what? Your mundane mind and all this that arise is dependent originating. Dependent originating. Correct, spelling? Oh, I missing. Originating. Which means this is the process where thought, emotion, your fear, worry, anxiety, anger, sorrow, and lamentation, they arise through condition arising state, or is dependent on your wrong view that stir your mind and create those mind state. Understand? So this one is the mundane mind. Mundane mind. That's why when they say, how amazing that all Dhamma, all manifestation, thought process, thinking, everything, they are not apart from this nature. Means from this nature it arises and create mundane thinking or thought process. This mundane mind, which is mundane thinking or thought process. So if you know this is happening, why must you do anything? Because this one is dependent originating. When conditions cease to be, it ceases to be. So what you need to do is cease the thinking, cease the wrong thought, cease your habitual tendency. That's why you maintain mindfulness, sati, awareness, this one. Maintain mindfulness. Then you realize the true mind. And this is a purifying force, understand or not? When this is around, all this that is created from the here cannot arise. You understand? That's why I say, you understand this, then why must you do anything to anger and fear? Anger is never you, fear is not. They are dependent originating, manifestation and created through. From that nature, you stir your mind due to wrong view, wrong thought from your memory. Understand? Your views, your opinion, your condition. So when you understand this, you let things be. Don't do anything. Maintain awareness, relax and maintain awareness, stay here. Then let this arise. When all this happen, you don't feed it with any more mental energy, what happened? Krishnamurti had the famous quote and saying, the very flowering of thought is the very ending of thought. Understand or not? Because this thought is dependent originating. If you continue to think negatively, you become more and more emotional. Understand or not? And this is the flowering. Understand or not? But if you allow it to flower and don't feed it anymore with wrong thought, what happens? Like the flower. If flower until it cannot flower, what happens? Decay, fade away. Understand or not? Wow, Sister Song 厉害哦。Oh, he also don't die. Fade away, sadhu. So, meditation very easy. If I know this, I don't do anything. The third way, that's why the Buddha say, develop sati, aware, and stay. Maintain awareness. Don't do anything. All this will flower and cease. That's why you try it, you will know. Then you realize, I don't do anything, anger cease. Fear cease. What do I realize? That nature will tell you, they are not intrinsic. Understand or not? It doesn't belong to your true mind, your true nature. The awareness nature got nothing. All these are dependent originating mind state, condition arising. You created it like a magician through your wrong view, your wrong thought, your conditioning, your belief system from your brain, your memory. So understanding all this allow you to meditate with understanding that it will cease by itself. And most meditators don't believe one. Where got so easy one, brother? But you think easy, man? Yeah? Can you maintain mindfulness, awareness? Can you relax? Even Brother Beng already told you, cannot settle down. That's all. To relax, you know, is very difficult. Yeah, there is an art, there is an understanding behind. That's why I say meditation, if it's not done with understanding, you cannot penetrate one. You cannot realize it. It's easy to those who understand. But to those who don't understand, it can be like eternity. They always cannot get it, especially those with karmic obstruction. So now you understand the third way. Let all these emotions that are dependent originating, the thought, the emotion, the sankhara, let it flower. When you stay, maintain awareness, don't do anything, this awareness nature cannot feed any more thought energy to let it continue to manifest or arise. Then it will cease. That's why that saying by J. Krishnamurti is very good. The very flowering of this emotion is the very ending of this emotion. Then you realize, that's how I overcome and abandon my wrong thought. But the Buddha is so wise. He said, that one is very good. That's why he used the bullock cart analogy, when they asked the disciple to collect the water. You don't stir that nature with your wrong thought, wrong view and conditioning, then this mind state, the thinking process, the thought, the emotion, cannot continue to move. That's why he asked them to go and collect the water 3 times. First 2 times, the bullock cart went over, stir, the water not clear. The 3rd time is clear, because you don't disturb it. Don't disturb it is to maintain awareness and don't do anything, understand? Don't go and trigger more thought energy to develop the emotion and the fear. Especially if you got a problem, you think about it. The more you think about it, the more worried you become. You realize or not? The more panic you become. Ayo, this time die already lah. I think I cannot run already. Police come after me, they got evidence there. Maybe a CBT or whatever, understand? Then the witness already been caught. And you keep on thinking, and you have more and more fear because of all this wrong thought. What you should understand is these are reality. If police come lah, understand? Because these are reality. You worry, panic also no choice. In the first place, you know that this is coming, then why you commit it, understand? That is the Dhamma. So understanding this, the Buddha teach you the 3rd way. But he realized the 3rd way, if you cannot develop the wisdom there and then out of it, it's not enough for you to free. Because every time you got anger, you got fear, then what you do? You go and meditate, aware, cease. Then come out. Again, confront sense experience, you cannot understand. Again, you stir, you get angry. That's why a lot of meditators, they last time tell me, but Theo, to tell you the truth, I have been meditating vipassana and also in and out of retreat 20 years also got, 30 years also got, 40 years also got. Not until I hear from you, I cannot understand. But I told them, the truth is, after you go in, go out, you are still the same. You still have fear. You still have worry. You still get angry. Yeah lah. I said, why? He said, don't know lah. I think not effective lah. Must go in continuously lah. Where got life, understand? He said, go into retreat continuously. Go in, peaceful, calm, after 1 month, come out 1 week, back to square one. Understand? So what is going on? But you don't tackle the understanding to root it out. The Buddha knew. If like that, even if you manage to do awareness-based meditation, but if you don't develop the wisdom, if I don't explain to you what happened, you also every time aware, maintain awareness, then cease. Then go out, live life, got problem, go back again. Can you live life that way? Because if the Buddha is like that, he is not the Buddha. He is only at peace, and he is the Buddha is because all situations, all sorts of people, all sorts of conditions, he can be at peace. That is the Buddha. That's why he teach you the 4th way. What is the 4th way? Read together. Trace the origin factor of the unwholesome thought, and then retrospectively reverse it via cultivating the mindfulness of Dhammanupassana. That is, we are cultivating mindfulness of the 6 internal sense bases and 6 external sense bases. So, all these are very important. This is to develop the wisdom to free. Means what? Let's say anger arises. How to trace the arising of anger? In the Satipatthana Sutta, the 4th foundation of mindfulness, mindfulness of Dhamma, the 5 mental hindrances, the 5 aggregates, the 6 internal sense bases and 6 external sense bases. So, it is definitely through your senses here. Otherwise, you won't stir your mind. When you see somebody you don't like, what happens? Through memory. You get angry with him. You very unhappy that you bosong, this guy, last time he did this to me. Yeah. Then especially people abuse you or what, then you develop fear, you develop worry, phobia and all those things. You recall the unhappy past and all those things. So this is how through the senses it trigger off. Then when you know it's through the senses it trigger off, how can you trace the origination factor? The Buddha said, don't do anything but maintain awareness. That's why awareness-based meditation is very powerful. He said, you maintain awareness. Then you will come to know how the arisen defilement or wrong thought cease to be. Through what? Through being silent, understand? Maintaining awareness. Don't do anything. Then it cease to be. That is how you trace the origination factor. Then now, you ask yourself, contemplate. Why did I stir my mind and become angry last time? Or fearful last time? Because of accumulated phobia, fear, conditioning, belief system. I stir, I react from my wrong thought, wrong view. So when you trace this, then you ask yourself, how can I not stir and not react in the future? You sure say you don't know lah, correct or not? We are so habitual, everything also do like that. But luckily the Buddha teach very clearly. That's why I use my own understanding and share with you all so that you all don't have to go and contemplate and find all these things out. The Buddha said you have to develop the understanding to see things as they are. You understand? See things as they are means what? Transcend duality. No right, no wrong. The world is the world. People are just the way they are. Then why you see that person, you perceive him with negativity? You want things your way. Maybe you accumulated this phobia, or this dislike, or this anger, emotion. Well, this is all your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. And from here, you act. That's why acting according to memory is not acting at all. How can you act this way? Then how should you act? Act with wisdom, the Dhamma way. Following the Buddha's advice. If I can see things as they are means what? The direct see will tell me, no word, nothing. Understand now? Why do I go and label it as this? It's just like 神修. You create duality and you want to break away from duality. Originally, that true mind is 本来无一物, empty, nothing. Then where can all this duality align? It's because you sustained it through the mundane thinking, understand? Through your own psychiatry and delusion. So when you understand this, then you can accept the reality of the moment. Yeah, like the Buddha said, condition like that, things where they are just the way they are. Last time they do all this to you is because deluded people do deluded thing. Selfish people do selfish thing. Violent people do violent thing. They are just the way they are. The world is the world. Condition like that, things will be like that. So why must you stir and react? Oh, then you realize this is the wisdom way to transcend duality, to be at peace with all things. That's why I share the understanding with you. Whatever happens in life, don't react, don't stir your mind, don't get angry, don't blame, don't do all this foolish thing to arise the wrong thought. Understand? Then you develop the wisdom within. Yoniso manasikara. Then you use this wisdom. See things as they are. Jnana dasana. The direct knowledge and vision of the reality. Thing is just the way it is, like the Buddha said. Suchness, tatata. And Krishnamurti call it what is. What is the reality. You cannot fight the reality because it's a dependent, originating, conditioned world. Nature's law like that, governed by nature's law. Conditionally said things will be like that. Cannot be otherwise. So I have to accept that reality with right view. If I accept means what? I don't react, I don't blame, I don't stir, I don't allow memory to come in to interfere. You understand? Then you are free, understand? Then I can be at peace. Then no emotion, no fear, no blaming, nothing. I am not agitated. I have clarity. Then I look at it. If it is initially, like you say, you want to resolve this thing amicably, then you have clarity of mind. Then you ask yourself, what happened? Oh, last time I very deluded. I accumulated all this phobia, all this dislike, all this hatred towards somebody. That's why I cannot free. Understand? So there is a saying, if you can forgive, means you free yourself. You understand? When you don't forgive, means you hate that person, isn't it? Correct or not? If you don't forgive a person, means you still hate him or her, isn't it? Correct or not? Then the evil root of hatred is still in you, true or not? It makes you evil. If you forgive him, means what? Not verbally, Forgive means, ayo, I last time stupid, deluded, I no longer hate you anymore. So I forgive, I free my hatred, I release this and I become a free man, or a free person, So you must understand all this. So repentance, ask for forgiveness is very important. Ability to repent, forgive, you free yourself, you root out the evil root. So this is how you develop the wisdom to meditate. So when you don't react, then you see what happened, you trace the origination factor from your accumulated habitual tendency, wrong view, and the wrong thought. You stir and become like that. You become evil. And these are all wrong thought. That's why fear is a negative energy, wrong thought. Anger is a violent negative energy, wrong thought. Make you evil, make you deluded. Trigger of karmic negativity and suffering. Then your life. Why do you want to make yourself like that? So when you see this, then you ask yourself, how can I retrospectively reverse this? Through the understanding that I teach you. They are just the way they are. That's why I forgive them. Like Jesus, before his crucifixion, he told those people who visit him, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. You realize there is a lot of wisdom there. Forgive all these people who crucified him, for he knows not what he is doing. So that is the wisdom word. If you can forgive, your mind is free. It means you don't hold on to any aversion, hatred, negativity, unhappiness. You don't blame anybody anymore. You accept the reality. Like the Buddha said, there are causes and conditions behind. Why? Because you are born of your karma, heir to your karma conditions, but you are what you are. So in the past, you must have done all this nonsense to people. Understand? Now, your turn, become victim. So when you understand all this as a totality, you develop wisdom. Then you cannot stir your mind anymore. You can accept the reality of everything that happened in this world. And this is the only way to free. That's why acceptance free you. Understand? If you cannot accept one thing's your way, means the first noble true reality, when you cannot get what you want, when things don't go your way, when your expectations in life are not met, what follow? Suffering follow. Understand? So see all this clearly and wake up. Then learn to live life differently. So number 4 is not easy to do. Understand? Easy said. Like a theory, easy to yeah lah, correct. Brother say one, reasonable. But put it into action. Live it. Like I used to tell TK in Singapore. And he also know when he listened to my sharing. He said, Brother, you are the only Dhamma speaker that I realize the Dhamma can become a living reality. A lot of people say, but I don't think can be done. Then earlier on, I think, I forgot who already, Michael or TK or Brother Beng, they also say, a lot of things, like the Abhidhamma always say, they describe until utau uwe, but cannot be done. But I told Beng Fwee, no, when you have the awareness, it can be done. Because in the Abhidhamma is mentioned, within 1 second, you know, the Abhidhamma says, billions of consciousness went through your mind. You believe or not? But when you are there, you will know. Because no matter how fast, the awareness can be there. And this movement, the speed of light also cannot beat on. It's faster than the speed of light. Because this awareness is the wonder. It can be anywhere, anytime. Understand? That's why they call it the original nature. But from here, everything arises. So when you are here, everything that arises is connected to here. That's why the Sammasambuddha, they have this all-knowing knowledge and understanding, omniscient and all that. And that is true. It's not a joke. It can be realized. It can be understood. You can be one with everything. But that is your nature, not you, understand? Not a being, understand? So understand? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So these four, and now the last one, you know what is the last one? If all the above four also you cannot do or help you, then you must use your self-determination as recommended by the Buddha. He advised you to do what? With clenched teeth, and with tongue towards your palate, you should determine strongly to abandon the negative thought. Means after teaching all these four fantastic understanding, you also cannot do it. Do it yourself, understand? That's why we all got one saying, determine. So all these are the understanding that you can develop. Okay? So we continue. Oh, lesson 7 already. Not bad.
Page 45, 1.1. What is meditation? Brother re-emphasized the importance of understanding the following. What is meditation? So that we understand what we are doing in the name of meditation, and this will keep us always in focus. There are 2 steps involved in the development of meditation as taught by the Buddha. First step is to train the mind to be heedful via using a skillful means or an object of meditation to anchor the mind in awareness or mindfulness so that the mind is relaxed, aware, silent and mindful within. Second step is to make use of this trained mind in silent awareness to see things as they are, to develop the meditation as taught by the Buddha, namely the cultivation of the daily mindfulness or sati sampajana, the 4 foundations of mindfulness, the 3 turnings of the 4 noble truths and the noble eightfold path. The aim of meditation is to realize the state of enlightenment that is beyond thought and beyond time, psychological time, because the Dharma is timeless or akaliko in Pali. Thought-based meditation is limited. Thought-based meditation is limited to the field of thoughts. Hence, it cannot free our mind or lead it to realize a state that is beyond thought and beyond time, because the moments of thought is psychological time. Diligently cultivate the 5 spiritual faculties of Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi and Panya to overcome the 5 hindrances of mind, of sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, or sleepy lethargic mind, restlessness of mind and doubt. The danger of having delusion and not understanding and not comprehending what Sakaya Ditti or self-delusion is. Number 7, importance of using mindfulness to observe and understand how your mind stirs or gets conditioned into mental thinking or activities, leading to all the emotions and reactions to sense experiences that condition one's suffering, etc., while comprehending the famous Mahayana saying of Qi Xing Dong Nian, the arising of mind creates thinking, hence steering the mind comes to be. Or in Theravada term, it is avijja panchaya sankara, ignorance, conditions, activities of mind. The first two links of the paticca samuppada, dependent origination. Number 8. Originally, before the stirring, the mind is already in the meditative state of inner peace, silence, and still awareness within. So the stirring of the mind only comes about when we do not have the wisdom and understanding of this fundamental principle of the original or truth mind. Then through our own self-delusion or ignorance, we cause our mundane mind to arise, hence the stirring via our reactions to sense experiences at every moment of sense door consciousness. Train the mind to have the silent inner awareness and clarity to see all this clearly. Then there is no more delusion, thereby understand that if we can just let things be, then there is no more suffering or problem, and with this understanding, tranquility will return by not trying to do anything, via using the thought to suppress or control, etc. i.e., just be patient to maintain the silent mind with clear inner awareness and let everything return to its original state before its stirring. Always remember, when there is no delusion or ignorance, then there is no stirring of the mind, hence having the understanding that only wisdom frees the mind, i.e., the moment you have wisdom, your mind will not stir and you are free, so no need to do anything after that, because things are just the way they are, suchness or tathata. Note: Tata means thus in Sanskrit and Pali, and Buddhists think this refers to what is called reality as it is, yada bhuta. This reality is also referred to as suchness, as thusness or suchness, and tathata in Pali, indicating what is or the isness of things. A Buddha or an Arahant is defined as someone who knows and sees reality as it is. Yata Bhuta Nana Dasana. Gata, gone, is the past passive participle of the verb root gam, go, travel. Agata, come, is the past passive participant of the verb meaning come, arrive. Thus, in this interpretation, Tathagata means literally either the one who has gone to suchness or the one who has arrived at suchness. Part 2, Heart Sutra 7, 2.1. The Bodhisattva, through reliance on prajna paramita, is unimpeded in his mind. Because there are no impediments, he is not afraid, and it leaves distorted dream thinking far behind, ultimately nirvana. Here, distorted dream thinking means delusion, conditioned, inverted thinking, that is, taking the unreal to be real, and vice versa. This verse is so beautiful. 2.2. All Buddhas of the three periods of time attain Anuttara Samyak Sambuddhi through reliance of prajna paramita. Therefore, know that prajna paramita is a great spiritual mantra, a great bright mantra, a supreme mantra, an unequal mantra. It can remove all suffering. It is genuine and not false. That is why the mantra of prajna paramita was spoken. Recite it like this: Gate gate, para gate, para sangate, buddhi swaha. Here, prajna paramita means the perfection of wisdom cultivation, and anuttara samyak sambuddhi means the perfection of Buddhahood. This is even more beautiful. 2.3. True emptiness is wonderful existence. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, feeling, perception, mental activities or consciousness, No eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body or mind. No sights, sounds, smells, tastes, tactile and mental forms. No feel of the eyes up to and including no feel of mind consciousness. And no ignorance or ending of ignorance, up to and including no old age and death or ending of old age and death. There is no suffering, no cause of arising of suffering, no extinction of suffering, and no noble eightfold way, and no understanding and attaining. This verse appears like very contradictory to normally taught Dharma, hence the beauty and uniqueness of the Heart Sutra. Reason why it is always expressed as true emptiness is wonderful existence. That is, when one is able to understand the profound true emptiness as taught in the Heart Sutra, then existence or life becomes wonderful and very meaningful and beautiful. Hence, there is no contradiction because on the one side is taught the conditioned Dharma within the conditioned world. Then there is the realization of the unconditioned Dharma, which is the understanding of true emptiness as taught by the Heart Sutra. The unconditioned Dharma, as explained by the Buddha, is beyond thoughts and beyond time, hence no words, no concepts, no ideas, and no this and no that, which imply cannot be spoken or expressed like the great Tao. Part 3, Meditation. 3.1 Review on compilation of emails understanding the meditation as taught by the Buddha. Brother Teo conducted a review on the compilation of email notes as written by him to various Buddhist groups and Dharma friends in the early title, Understanding Meditation as taught by the Buddha, so as to enable the cultivators of the Buddha Dharma to have a better understanding of the key important Dharma as constantly emphasized by the Buddha. They are 1. Importance of understanding Dhammapada verses 1, 2 and 183, verses 21, 22 and 23, and the Buddha's final advice to all monks before his final parinibbana. These words are classified under the words of wisdom of the Buddha, immediately after the content, introduction and acknowledgement sections. 2. The importance of understanding the true significance of the Four Noble Truths as expressed by the Buddha as the equivalent to the handful of leaves as emphasized by him at Kosambi in Simsapa Grove over 2,500 years ago to the monks. This is to enable them to stay focused in their cultivation. Otherwise, the chances of deviation are very high and probable. 3. The importance of understanding what is meditation, as explained under email notes number 2 and 3. Number 4. The importance of developing the 3 types of correspondent wisdom of Sutta Maya Panya, Citta Maya Panya, and Bhavana Maya Panya that will arise while cultivating the 3 turnings of the Four Noble Truths as taught by the Buddha via his first sermon, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, email number 4. 8 Heart Sutra class, Part 1, recapitulation and emphasis on the previous lesson. 1.1 Can you teach me how to meditate? Question 1. Can you teach me how to meditate? Brother Teo answered, this is the most common question, but also the most common mistake, because it is a wrong question to ask. When you ask this question, you expect the teacher or instructor to give you a method and a technique to meditate, right? And this sounds very logical, isn't it? But what is a method? It is only a series of instructions to do certain things, right? Like training the mind to be mindful and heedful so that it is in the present moment, silent, peaceful, and aware within, or to train the mind to develop concentration, etc. And more often than not, the method or technique taught never defines the meditation. So isn't it more important to understand what is meditation? Only then we know how to develop it. So whatever that appears logical may not necessarily be the true or right question to ask. Note: unless you understand what meditation is, you will not be able to develop it. All methods and techniques are only an initial skillful means meant to help train the mind to be heedful or in concentration. They are only a series of instructions given to initially train the mind, so that it is not heedlessly lost in thought or preoccupied with what is thinking or feeling.
Okay, Manjana, change to the other mic, I think more stable. Yeah. Yeah, that one is another player. Yeah. This one battery doesn't last. Shift it over a bit. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Sadhu.
The purpose of meditation is to train the mind to be heedful, then to use it to see things as they are, to develop the wisdom, and to understand how the five mental hindrances can hinder your mind from returning to its original state of silent, inner awareness and peace before its stirring. Do not fight the mental hindrances or force it to go away, but instead just develop the corresponding five spiritual faculties of mind, especially sati and samadhi as taught by the Buddha, to arise the wisdom to counter them. For the Dharma is beyond thought and beyond time. Heedfulness is without thought, hence without psychological time. Brother Teo always advised us to diligently cultivate the five spiritual faculties because they are keys to the development of the 37 factors of enlightenment. They appeared twice within the 37 factors of enlightenment. 1.2. Can chanting itself bring about enlightenment? Question 2. What about those who believe in chanting? Can chanting itself bring about enlightenment? Brother Teo answered, yes, it can, provided you know how to chant with very strong faith, clear mindfulness and understanding. For it can also bring about the cultivation of the five spiritual faculties of mind, Sada, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi and Panya, leading to the enlightenment. So don't be rigid or dogmatic to simply comment when you still cannot understand other people's practices or cultivation, especially those of the Mahayana and the Pure Land traditions. Their Buddhas and their great Bodhisattvas' vows are very powerful, and they can help those who are sincere to connect to their vows, enabling them to develop their cultivation so much faster. Whatever you do in life, and if you know how to develop it with understanding, then it can bring about a transformation too, for life itself is the meditation, via the cultivation of the daily mindfulness, which is the cultivation of Sati Sampajana. 1.3. Wisdom of Pra-Ajahn Yantra. Some important truths that Brother Teo has learned from his teacher Pra-Ajahn Yantra Amaro Bhikkhu, a very wise and famous Thai monk during the early years of his cultivation, from 1988 to 1992, are as follows. 1. Mind is mind, body is body. Body is never the mind, and the mind is never the body. But body is important too, because both body and mind must harmonize to help us live life and develop the meditation. And we choose take care of mind because mind is more important. 2. We choose accept everything as natural, because only form and mind arising and passing away, and mighty nature rolling by. So, not so real and not what one thinks. 3. We choose contemplate all Dharma until they are very, very clear. Importance of second turning wisdom. 4. The highest or real meditation. We choose to be aware of all actions and all movements in the present moment. Daily mindfulness meditation in daily life. 5. Importance of having a good daily religious routine to train the mind to cultivate puja, metta, sati, and meditate every day. 4. Importance of constantly cultivating the 5 spiritual faculties of mind and the keeping of the 5 precepts. 7. Nature has great loving kindness. Nature just gives and gives. The air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we consume all come from nature. 1.4. Key to understanding meditation. The key to understanding meditation is to understand that the body and mind must harmonize and be in a constant state, relaxed inner awareness to develop the meditation. And because the mind is trapped inside this physical body of ours due to our karmic conditioning, so whatever the body experiences, the mind will also experience them through its mental consciousness. This is the reason why the form and mind can experience suffering conditioned by one's karma if wisdom is not developed as yet. To truly become enlightened, one must have the understanding to transcend birth and death of this segmented life of ours. The famous quotes by Venerable Master Guangqing are, 过去心不可得. The past is already gone, so not a reality anymore. 未来心也不可得. The future has yet to come, so it is also not a reality. And 现在心也不可得. The present moment cannot also be held onto, because of its transient nature, hence it is also not a reality too, even though it is the highest in life or within existence, because the moment you know or experience it, it is already dead and gone, hence no longer the present moment. So in order to transcend life or birth and death, 了生死, one must transcend even the present moment, which is still within existence and life itself. To transcend life, we must meditate to realize the cessation of form and mind, nibbana, which is the unconditioned. As we all know, the moment is the only apparent reality in life, and as real as it can be, it is just a moment. And the very next moment it is already dead and gone and no more, and the next moment arises and passes away again and again, hence impermanent, empty and not so real, or anatta. So how real can life be? 1.5. Understanding life. So moment to moment life passes by. What are you doing? The problem of living beings is they are too busy thinking, planning, and worrying about life most of the time. So much so, they totally miss out on life, i.e., they are never with the moment to fully live and experience all of the beauties and wonders of life. Instead, they only existed through life. They are conscious but hardly mindful or aware. So learn to live life and not to worry about life. Part 2. Heart Sutra Lesson 8. 2.1. Master Xuan Hua's 8-line verse. Brother Teo just briefly went through it because it is not important. Below is Master Xuan Hua's 8-line verse, which Brother Teo advised us to read through before discussing them during the next Heart Sutra class. Number 1. Wonderful wisdom can reach the other shore right now. Number 2. The true mind itself can merge with enlightenment source. 3. Dharma and analogy comprise its title, which transcends the relative. 4. Empty of the characteristics of all Dharma is this substance beyond words. 5. Fundamental non-attachment is its purpose and intent. 6. And by using its power of eradication, the 3 obstacles are cleansed away. 7. The butter division is determined to be the meaning of this teaching. Eight, a maha turning around. This is Prajna board. Part 3, meditation. 3.1. 6 R's meditation practice. While reviewing email number 3, What is Meditation? Part 2, Brother Teo came across the 6 R's meditation practice as mentioned by one of the participants, and Brother Teo has so kindly explained the 6 R's practices to us as below. The monk that introduces these 6 R's practices is quite a good monk, and his 6 R method or technique, which he also sometimes terms it as a form of right effort, is quite useful and good if used as an initial skillful means to train and relax the mind. But as in many instances, they thought the 6 R is the meditation, hence the problem. This is also the reason why every time when they are doing the 6 R, they thought they are meditating. Anyway, the 6 R's as mentioned consists of the following. 1. First R is recognize. To recognize that your mind has been distracted by a distraction, which may be a pain, a wandering thought, or a tension, itchiness or numbness within your body, manifesting as tactile consciousness or at one of the other sense door consciousness. Second R is release. To release the mind from the distraction and letting it be without clinging on or reacting to it. Third R is relax. To relax the tension or tightness or stress within caused by craving in your forehead where there is like a membrane that is being tightened. Fourth R is smile. This is to relax the body and mind of all tension and stress within. When you smile, you relax because in order to smile genuinely, there must be a relaxed state of joy and happiness. Fifth R is return. To return to the cultivation of anapanasati, mindfulness of the in and out breath. To train the mundane mind to develop a stable mindfulness leading to heedfulness. 6 R is repeat. To repeat the above 6 R training. Please note that the number 6 step involves a lot of repeated doing by the thought, hence very mechanical or repetitive, leading to thought-based meditation if one clings onto the doing without understanding what meditation is. So a better way would be to replace the 6 R with meditation via the trained mind in silent awareness instead of repeat. This will help improve and refine upon the 6 R to make it a lot better and much more useful. Similarly, step number 5 can be stopped once the mind is already trained until it has entered sati. Note that steps number 3 and 4 are very similar to our mind sweeping method and metta used to train and relax our mind to decondition one's heedless thinking. So basically, the 6 R can be very useful initial skillful means to train and relax the mind and to decondition one's heedless thinking. Notes. Number 1. Have an open mind. When people share with us their understanding, we should appreciate and have mutual respect for each other's understanding. No more trying to be right or raise any unnecessary argument that can lead to disharmony and misunderstanding. Avoid all division and negativities. 2. Pure actions are actions performed without any evil roots or evil motive. When you want to do good or generosity to get merits, and your actions is out of getting merits or greed for that merit, it is really not a pure action, and it will end up with no true merits. For true merits are born of pure action that are free of all evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. 9 Heart Sutra class. Part 1. Recapitulation and emphasis on the previous lesson. 1.1. 7 Factors of Enlightenment. Within the 37 factors of enlightenment, there are 7 main factors of enlightenment called Sadabojjhanga, as taught by the Buddha, and they are: number 1, sati or mindfulness, silent inner awareness before the knowing. is the first factor of enlightenment, and it is also one of the 5 spiritual faculties. For sati is life, and without sati there is no heedfulness, hence no life, because the heedless are as if dead. Also without sati there is no heedfulness, or the silent mind in pure awareness, to investigate the Dharma and to see the mental intentions behind all our actions, speech, and thought processes. 2. Dharma Vichaya, or Dharma investigation, is the second factor of enlightenment. Only with sati is there the ability to investigate the Dharma with the silent mind. When the Dharma stands up to investigation, the faith or saddha in the Buddha and his teaching will be strengthened, giving rise to viriya. 3. Viriya, or spiritual tenacity or energy, or zeal. Zeal is the third factor of enlightenment that will drive your meditation. 4. Piti, the spiritual joy or calmness, which is the fourth factor of enlightenment, will arise. 5. Followed by paucity or tranquility and stillness of mind, which is the fifth factor of enlightenment. This is the silent mind in sati, or mind has entered sati. 6. Samadhi, the collected and unwavering mind, which is the sixth factor of enlightenment, will arise once paucity and sati have stabilized. 7. Upekkha, or equanimity of all mental formations, born of wisdom, is the last of the 7 factors of enlightenment, and it will arise once sati and samadhi have stabilized, to enable one to see things as they are, leading to all the wisdom or panya, which is also the last of the 5 spiritual faculties. These karmically conditioned 5 aggregates of form and mind, or this cemented human being, which you all call Brother Teo, is not me, but just only a tool and vehicle for me to come to this existential world and for me to make use of, to live and experience life to the fullest, etc. This form or physical body of mine is similar to the functional body of Lord Buddha, called Nimanakaya, that performed the function of the Buddha 2,500 plus years ago. When he became enlightened underneath the Bodhi tree, his spiritual nature or perfection body, called the Sabogaya Kaya, came back to him, and then they combined to make him the Sama Sambuddha, while arising the third transformed body called Dhammakaya, that enabled him to speak and proclaim the Dhamma. So, after understanding all this, you should not cling on to these karmically conditioned 5 aggregates of form and mind so deludedly anymore. And the next time when you argue with your friend or your wife, husband, you will understand that it is just one form and mind, with its bundles of memories and conditionings, views and opinions, etc., arguing with another form and mind, so not so real and not what you think. If you deludedly cling or grasp onto the 5 aggregates of the form and mind as the I and the me, then you will have what the Buddha called self-delusion or Sakaya Ditti. Self-delusion or wrong view with regards to the self will condition your egoic mind and personality to arise, leading to all your selfishness and possessiveness to own, cling, grasp, and possess things, wanting things your way, etc., thereby arising the whole mass of suffering. The Buddha gave 5 very good analogies to clearly explain the empty nature of these 5 aggregates of form and mind. He said, your physical body of form aggregate is like a foam. Foam appears so solid but not so, because if you leave the foam for a while, it's gone after a while. And the feeling aggregate is just like a bubble, arises and passes away so fast. Then the aggregate of perception is just like a mirage you see in the desert. Appears so real from afar, but you will realize that it's just a mirage when you come near to it. Then, the aggregate of sankhara, or thinking, activities of mind, is like peeling a banana tree's stem, layer after layer. You peel, finally, at the core of it, it is empty, i.e., sabbe sankhara, anicca, and anatta. Lastly, the Buddha said, your aggregate of vinaya or consciousness is just like a magician. A magician is also called an illusionist who creates illusion for you to see. Hence, the reason why the Mahayana always said that this world of ours is an illusionary world, a world of consciousness only. So not so real, and not what you think. Do wake up and do not be deluded anymore. Part 2, Heart Sutra, Lesson 9, 2.1. The 3 karmic obstacles. Be aware of the 3 karmic obstacles, and according to Master Hsuan Hua, eradication is what the Heart Sutra is capable of doing, i.e., doing away with the 3 obstacles, the retribution obstacle, the activity obstacle, and the affliction obstacle. Number 1, retribution obstacle. There are 2 types. Primary retribution implies karmically conditioned physical body like the type of DNA coding, the physical appearances, etc. B. Dependent retribution implies karmically conditioned living conditions of your materialistic inheritance, i.e. born poor or born rich, and where you are born into. You don't have a choice because it is a dependent retribution, but who you marry to, you do have a choice. 2. Activity obstacle implies karmically conditioned livelihood obstacles, like you have a lot of karmic obstructions while working and living your life. Affliction obstacle implies karmically conditioned affliction caused by your heedlessness in life. This is whenever you act, speak and think with an evil mind that has the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then affliction or suffering will follow you like the wheel that follows the hoof. Then Dhammapada verse 1 will take its course. If you want to be happy, then be heedful to train your mind to act, speak, or think, and think without the 3 evil roots. Then happiness will follow you like your shadow that never leaves you. Dhammapada verse 2 will then take its course. Don't blame anybody for your affliction, for according to the Buddha, we are born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma, and we are what we are because of our karma. So do strive on with heedfulness to take care of your karma, so that your life is taken care of. Do not be heedless. Have goodness and kindness for you to reap what you sow. What you do to others, karmically it will come back to you. So if you are good and kind to others, karmically others will be good and kind to you, because these are your karmic inheritance. The absence of evil is good, so don't try to be good, but instead just train your mind to be heedful or mindful, so that it is incapable of evil, then naturally you will be good. Those who have cultivated the Noble Eightfold Path will have no evil, but only wisdom and virtue. Part 3, Meditation. Email number 4, 3 turnings and 12 modes of the 4 Noble Truths. 3.1. The 3 turnings and the 3 types of prajna as explained by Master Hsuan Hua. The 3 types of prajna or wisdom as explained by Master Hsuan Hua are similar to those of the 3 turnings of the 4 Noble Truths wisdom as explained by the Buddha under his Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, or his first sermon, and they are: first turning, proclaiming the truth as spoken by the Dhamma, by the Buddha, leading to Sutta Maya Panya, wisdom born of hearing the Sutta or discourse of the Buddha. Master Hsuan Hua calls it prajna of language. Second turning, reflection, contemplation and inquiry into the truth as proclaimed by the Buddha, leading to Citta Maya Panya, wisdom born of constant contemplations, inquiry and reflection on the truth as proclaimed by the Buddha. Master Hsuan Hua calls it the prajna of contemplative illumination. Third turning, meditative training leading to Bhavana Maya Panya, wisdom born of the meditative training as taught by the Buddha. Master Hsuan Hua calls it the prajna of characteristic of actuality or ultimate wisdom. Then Heart Sutra class. Part 1, recapitulation and emphasis on the previous lesson. 1.1, Brother Teo's reminder on heedfulness. Brother Teo reminded us not to be heedless anymore, but instead strive on with heedfulness and diligence, making use of this great window of opportunity to cultivate and to gain liberation from birth and death when the Buddha Sasana or his dispensation is still around. This is because, according to the Buddha, it is very difficult to be born as a human being, 人生难得, and even more rare and difficult is to be born during the era of the Buddha Sasana, and to encounter the Buddha Dhamma, 佛法难得, sorry. So do follow the advice of the Buddha to strive on with heedfulness and do not be heedless anymore. For this great window of opportunity is indeed very, very, very rare. So please do not be complacent to let it slip away, for you will truly regret how foolish you were if you were to let it slip by. The earlier Heart Sutra short notes that emphasize the following important basic essential teachings of the Buddha are more than enough to help you all develop your cultivation. 1. Importance of cultivating the 5 spiritual faculties. 2. Importance of having right views with regards to the law of karma to follow the advice of the Buddha. 3. Importance of cultivating heedfulness. 4. Importance of understanding the meditation as taught by the Buddha and the 3 turnings of the 4 Noble Truths, especially its second turning. That is to constantly investigate the Dhamma via the second turnings of the 4 Noble Truths to develop your own understanding via your Citta Maya Panya, wisdom born of the second turning. To develop the Citta Maya Panya, one needs to carry out constant inquiry, reflections, and contemplations on the Buddha Dhamma or Noble Truths as proclaimed by the Buddha, and not just via believing what the Buddha said and then committing them to memory and storing these so-called Dhamma up as knowledge. For the true Dhamma and wisdom is an understanding, and it is alive, a living Dhamma that can be experienced and understood from moment to moment, whereas knowledge and memories are of the past, very rigid and fixed, making you very rigid in your views. Part 2, Heart Sutra, Lesson 10. 2.1. What are deviant views? Deviant views mean deviated or wrong and obvious views born of delusion that can condition one's suffering and misery. What is affliction?
What is affliction? Affliction is mental suffering conditioned by one's 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. 2.3. The unmoving mind of true suchness. The true mind with the enlightenment factors of samadhi and upekkha or equanimity. 2.4. Why 7 years maximum or 7 days to realize the enlightenment? 4 foundations of mindfulness. Question: why did the Buddha specifically state the duration of 7 years maximum, or 7 days, to realize the enlightenment of at least an anagami, if one were to maintain these 4 arousing of mindfulness or satipatthana practices as taught by him? Brother Teo, the 4 arousings of mindfulness or 4 foundations of mindfulness as taught by the Buddha is very unique because, according to the Buddha, these 4 arousings of mindfulness is the only way for the purifications of beings, for the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, for the destructions of suffering and grief, for reaching the right path, for the realization of Nibbana. Then the Buddha continued telling the bhikkhus, "Verily, O bhikkhus, should any person maintain these 4 arousings of mindfulness in this manner for 7 years, for 6 years, for 2 years, let alone a year, for 7 months, 2 months, 1 month, half month, or 1 week, then by him again one of the 2 fruitions is proper to be expected. Wisdom, knowledge, here and the now, or if some form of clinging is still present, the state of a non-returner or anagami. This is the assurance given by the Buddha, so it is worthwhile to give it a try, isn't it? Just sacrifice a maximum of 7 years to cultivate the satipatthana, and your future existence, should you choose to come back, is all set and taken care of, i.e. no more fear, worry, anxiety, sadness and suffering, etc. From then onwards, worth the while, isn't it? The other reason is, basing on the Avidya Sutta, cultivating the 4 arousings of mindfulness is step 8, and this step can only be effectively cultivated when one had completed the cultivation of step 1 to 7, especially steps 4, Yoniso Manasikara, step 5, Sati Sampajanya, step 6, sense restraint, and step 7, 3 ways of right conduct, where you are assured of realizing at least a Sotapan or a Sakadagami. So strive on with heedfulness and do not be heedless anymore. Part 3, Meditation 3.1. Do not just believe what has been spoken, but instead investigate into all of the Dhamma or truth as advised by the Buddha via constant reflection, contemplation and inquiry into all Dhamma, to fully understand the 3 turnings of the 4 noble truths as taught by the Buddha. Once you have developed the 3 types of corresponding wisdom, you will know how to free your mind, and later share your understanding with others so that you too can be a blessing to all. As thought is response to memory, so memory is thought-based and is of the past. Hence, when you cultivate based on memory, which is thought, and knowledge-based, you cannot possibly realize a state that is beyond thought and beyond time. With knowledge, which is not wisdom, you tend to be rigid in your views, and you tend to use words, interpret them according to your views and opinion. You will also have the tendency to argue with people and perceive things as right and wrong. 3.2, the 4 right efforts within the Noble Eightfold Path. 1. First right effort is to abandon the unwholesome actions, speech, and thought that have arisen. 2. Second right effort is to prevent the arising of the yet to arisen unwholesome action, speech, and thought. This needs constant heedfulness or mindfulness and the initial wisdom. 3. Third right effort is to arise the right effort to cultivate the appropriate right action, speech, and thought that are still not in you regularly. 4. fourth right effort is to continuously arise the right effort to refine upon the wholesomeness that is already in you until they become perfected as against just to maintain the wholesomeness as stated in most texts.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Coming back to the first right effort to abandon the unwholesome action, speech, and thought that has a reason, you have to apply the 5 ways. Remember? Just now we went through the 5 ways to overcome unwholesome thought. First is think of the opposite, wholesome thought. Second, still thought-based, think of the consequence or danger of holding on to that wrong thought. The third way, which I have taught you all, is the Buddha's best sati, awareness-based way. Don't do anything. Relax, maintain awareness, and stay with the emotion, whether it's fear, anger, or whatever mind state. Especially anger, or what they call negative emotion, like fear, worry, anxiety. You just maintain awareness, silent, stay with it, be with it. Then find out what happened. Like I explained. Awareness nature is your true mind, the silent mind. From there, all things arise. So awareness-based meditation can help you trace the origination factor and understand that all these are dependent originating mind state, condition arising mind state, not intrinsic within your true mind. So you can do the third way, you will develop very profound wisdom. Then the fourth way is to follow the advice of the Buddha to realize the wisdom, to straighten your view and retrospectively reverse all this negative tendency that condition you to stir your mind. So third and fourth way are meditative way, wisdom way. So apply them. The fifth way, like I say, no need to look at it. Just let it be. These are for people who cannot make use of the above first 4 ways. Okay, we finish. How much time do we have? Oh, another 10 minutes. Okay, maybe we stop here. Lesson 11. Do you have any question or anything you want to clarify? PG, any? Don't have, or want to add anything? Because today we managed to cover quite a bit. I think by today we should be able to finish at least 70 or 80 pages, which is considered good. Well, first day we only finished, I think 10 or 20 or anything. So at least today a bit faster. Anybody want to ask any question? Make full use of it. Or you want to add on to anything that you have experienced to what we have shared? So far I can follow or not? Good. If the new people also can follow, means very good. Because all this sharing, they are very penetrative and also point towards the Dhamma. They are very important understanding to develop the true penetrative understanding and cultivation. Okay. For those who are going for your dinner, I think it starts at 6 o'clock. Those helping, I think they can leave. Oh, already left. Okay. If that is the case, maybe you all want to meditate for 10 minutes? Okay, meditate for 10 minutes. So I set the alarm. Left it 8 minutes. Okay, meditate for 8 minutes, then you go. Okay.